Hey guys, this is Nod Lammers of Invoked 101, and I'm actually recording in a new spot. I'm trying out somewhere new real quick, but this is my Phantasm, Spiral, Mythic Radiance, whatever, deck profile. There are some things that I do want to change about it, and there's some other cards that I'll mention, like, oh, you could put this in and that in, so we'll do that when I get to them, and yeah, so... Whoa! Sorry. Let's jump right into the monsters as per usual. Set everything off to the side, move this guy in, give a little zoom. Sorry if I bumped the tripod a little bit more. Again, I'm in a really weird spot and it's actually kind of cramped. But of course, first card, I'm running 3. A lot of people don't like to run 3, but I like running 3. Of the Phantasm Spiral Dragon, I think that it's good to run 3, especially when there's only, he's the only monster that really works with the deck fully. I don't think he bricks nearly as much as a lot of people say, and of course he is level 8, so if you really wanted to, you can run Trade-In. For our next monsters, we run 2 Megalo Smasher, would run a third if I owned a third. 2 Gene Warped Werewolf, I probably have a third, just can't find it. And for our last 2000 beat stick, we run the Alexandrite Dragon. So, honestly, and then for our other vanillas, I run 3 Sabersaurus, so probably what would happen is Megalo, Warped, and then another Alexandrite, so if I could. Well, that's it for the monsters. It's a really small monster lineup. I do plan on putting Zombino in here when he comes out. He's the new 2000 beat stick, level 1, so I do want to put him in this deck. For the spells, we run 3 Pacifist City. Basically what this does is it gives you a token, a level 8 token with 2000, which triggers its other effect to search a Phantasm Spiral card. Next card we do, 3 Pot of Duality. You're usually special summoning the token and stuff on your opponent's turn, so I guess this works. A lot of people told me to run this when I showed them the deck, so I guess I'm running this now. Another card to run, Triple Heat Wave. This is amazing. So what you do is whenever you activate this card, neither player, you can only activate it in your main phase 1. Neither player can normal or special summon effect monsters until your next standby phase, end phase, until your next draw phase. So that's really cool because it prevents your opponent from playing essentially, since we're running all normal monsters. I run 2 Rage of Kiryushin. This is a really powerful new card. It only works if the Phantasm City's on the board, though. Let's start just pushing things back here. And then what it does is you destroy monsters equal to the level 5 or higher water monsters you control, and those zones can't be used until the end of your next turn. Until the end of the next turn. So that's really powerful. You can basically blow up 2 cards and nullify 2 zones. Into the Phantasm Spiral cards, we run 3 Crash. This one does pierce damage, and then when it's summoned, and then of course after it does battle damage, you special summon 1 Phantasm Spiral Dragon, and then you can swap the attack position of another monster. A lot of people consider this one the best one. I like this one. This is Phantasm Spiral Grip. It gives 500 attack to a normal monster, and whenever it kills a normal monster by battle, you special summon the Phantasm Spiral Dragon and burn for 1000. And then it re-equips. All the equip spells re-equip to the Summoned Dragon. And then we have Phantasm Spiral Wave. This one's probably the worst one. It just prevents battle damage, and then it prevents destruction the first time. And then if the monster battled that it's equipped to, at the end of the battle phase, you special summon the dragon and equip it with it. So yeah, it's kind of garbage, but whatever. 2 Terraforming. It's not the greatest, but I would run a third, so... and then 1 Dark Hole, just because I needed a board wipe. So yeah, there's the 1 cards. This is probably the hardest card to get out of the set, because it never had a reprint, but it's only like $6, so... this deck is extremely budget, and still pretty viable in my opinion. So... for the traps, there's cat hair on my cards. 3 Phantasm Spiral Battle. This one is super cool. Basically, what you do is if you have, you can activate all the Phantasm Spiral traps from your hand if you control Umi. And then what this one does is you target a monster and then blow it up. Or actually, I think it's any card. Yeah, so if you only control normal monsters, you can target one card your opponent controls and blow it up. And then you can banish this card from your graveyard, target one normal monster, and equip all Phantasm equip spells to that normal monster. I really like this card. This is probably the best card in this set, in the deck. Phantasm Spiral Power, this is kind of like a breakthrough skill. It negates, you target one monster, and again, you can activate it from your hand if you have Umi. You negate the effects of a monster, and it loses 1,000 attack. And then you can banish it from your graveyard, target a normal monster you control, and equip a Phantasm equip spell out of your hand to it. Or graveyard, it can do hand or grave. That's those. 2 Sea Stealth Attack. Basically what this can do is it can save your dragon. It can prevent Umi from dying. It can prevent your equip spells from dying. You can activate a dead pacifist when this card is activated. It really does a lot for the deck, and it was amazing. Like some of the new stuff out of that Duelist pack. This is one of the better cards. And then here's another card, Solemn Strike and Solemn Warning. A lot of people like to run the 1 Strike and then 2 Champions Vigilance. You can do that. I couldn't find my Champions Vigilance, so I just put in Solemn Warning. But once I do find my Vigilances, I will put them in this deck. I know that they're just like commons and stuff. But yeah, that is a card that I would like to put in this deck. Because you will almost always have a token on board. Alright, that's it for the main deck. Again, this deck is really powerful. It's just kind of a powerhouse of a deck. It's very aggressive, very control, in my opinion. So for the extra deck, you don't really ever go into your extra deck, but I am running 2 Link Spider because it's a vanilla deck, so why not? I believe you contribute the token for this since the token is a normal monster. The token counts as a normal monster, so I'm pretty sure you contribute it for the Link Spider. 1 Proxy Dragon, just because it's the other like most generic one. And then I run 2 rank 8s. I run Sanafond because I had it in the binder, and I run Divine Knight Felgrand because he's another rank 8 that I had spare. Of course, you can also run Hope Harbinger. You can run the other thing. I actually really like Felgrand because he negates effects and kind of fits with the theme. But yeah, these are just a couple ones that I used. I like this one because it prevents summoning from the graveyard, so it's kind of like a heat wave. But yeah, you rarely go into your extra deck because you don't need to. But yeah, I think Link Spider is actually really cool in the deck. What sucks is that like once he's on board, you really can't get rid of him. But he's really cool to like summon and then summon a level 1, not a level 1, but one of the normal monsters. He just has a bunch of synergy in this deck. But yeah, that's really it. We'll zoom out a little bit to get everything in frame. Yeah, I think that's about it. I know this deck profile is kind of like a little rushed and it's not as like exciting as usual, but that's just, again, trying, and I'm really cramped right now in this like spot where I'm sitting. So yeah, this has been my Phantasm Spiral deck profile. I know it's not the greatest, but I have a duel of a similar build of this deck coming out soon. So if you guys want to see that, don't do anything, just like, comment, whatever, all that crap. And I'll see you guys in the next video.